My name is Maria Gwenez Ranyo. Today I will be presenting my math summary from quarter 4, lesson 1 to 4. For the lesson 1, define and describe proportion. I learned about how to write proportions using two forms, fractions and using column form. I understood the two parts of column form, which is the means and extremes. The one in the sides are the extremes and the one in the middle are the means. If the product of both is equal, it is a proportion then. For the direct proportion, it is the relationship that exists when two variables both increase or decrease in the same rate. In simpler terms, if one of them increases, the other also increases. For indirect proportion or inverse proportion, it is the relationship that exists when one variable increases while the other decreases. For example, the more men there will be to finish the work, the more faster the work will be finished. So, while the men will be increased, the time of finishing the work will be decreased. Lesson 2. Percentage. Percentage means a part of a whole expressed in hundreds. For example, 70% out of 100%. Or in simpler terms, it is just a part of a whole. It can also be written in three ways: ratio, decimal, and fraction. Now, if you want to change the percentage into fraction, all you need to do is divide it by 100. Then change that to the lowest term possible in order to get the final answer. And if you want to convert the fraction into the decimal, you have to divide the numerator by the denominator, then add the decimal point. To now change it to percentage, you have to move the decimal point 2 times to the right and add the percentage sign. And that's the answer. Lesson 3. Finding the percentage of a given problem. There are actually two ways of finding the percentage. Strategy 1 is the strategy that I'm using the most. For this strategy, the percentage can be found given the rate and the whole amount, or we can call it the base. If we want to find the percentage, the formula that we'll be using is percentage equals base times rate. Then if you're going to write down the rate, don't forget to change it into a decimal point. Change it to a decimal number. In order to do that, put the decimal point 2 times to the left, twice to the left. The second strategy consists of, instead of changing the rate into a decimal, we will be converting it into a fraction by putting 200 at its denominator. Then multiply it with the base. Then the answer you will get after doing this will be your final answer. Lesson 4. Polygons. For this lesson, I learned about other different shapes depending on its length or angles. Polygon is a flat or plain, two-dimensional closed shape bounded with straight sides. Now for the triangle. A triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. Now we're going to see the triangles with different kinds of sides. First, we have the scalene triangle. The scalene triangle is a triangle with different length of sides. Like one is longer while other is shorter. Next, you have the isosceles triangle. The isosceles triangle, it has the same length. If the other is long, the other is also long. Next is the equilateral triangle. The name of this triangle can also be used to describe it because it had the word equal in its name. So, this triangle has equal sides. Next is the right triangle. This triangle has one right angle that is 90 degrees exactly. It also has 2 acute angles, which means this angle measures less than 90 degrees. Then we have the acute triangle. It's a triangle with 3 acute angles. That means they measure less than 90 degrees. The next is obtuse triangle. It has 1 obtuse angle and 2 acute angles. And, just in case if you're confused, an obtuse angle is any angle greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Next up is the quadrilateral triangle. A quadrilateral is a polygon having 4 sides and 4 angles. It also has 3 types. Trapezium, it is a quadrilateral with no parallel sides. It has no parallel sides. Trapezoid, a quadrilateral having only 2 sides parallel. 2 sides only. Parallelogram, a quadrilateral with opposite sides with parallel and equal. There are also other kinds of parallelogram: square, rectangle, rhombus, rhomboid. Now for the type of polygons. The type of polygons also rhymes with the name polygons. So it's kind of easy to remember. Pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, regular polygons, irregular polygons, convex polygons, concave polygons. That's I wasn't able to give a proper example on how I describe the lessons because it's more easier for me to write it down, showing it to the screen, but I don't have a blackboard marker. It's more easier for me to have that. So I apologize for that. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great day.